Hi, I wanted to share a personal story about how I overcame panic attacks, anxiety, and generally a combination of both in all my life. So, from a combination of Ian and various other techniques I've tried in the past, I am in a much better place than I was. So, it all started when I forgot my asthma inhaler one day, which wasn't normally a problem, but on that particular day, became really anxious. I didn't really know what was happening. It turned into a bit of a disaster. Anyway, so I suddenly felt this wave of panic, mistakenly thought I was having an asthma attack. It ended up that I had to call an ambulance because I couldn't breathe. My chest was tight. It was a very real experience. On reflection, I was actually having a panic attack, and unfortunately, that was the trigger for many more of those panic attacks, and also for a number of trips to hospital and calling out the ambulance and things, even though they always said this is just a panic attack. But to me, it was a very real thing, and I was really scared, and it felt like I was going to take my last breath, so that wasn't much fun. Anyway, so that was the beginning of a long and difficult struggle with anxiety, but I thought I'd better get some help. And for years I tried various methods to get better, so I obviously went to my GP and they prescribed me some tablets, which didn't, at the time, I didn't really get on with. Didn't know it's a telepathy. Now I do take sertraline, which I think it helps, I'm not too sure. Anyway, so I went through the CBT, which I thought the CBT was really good to help me understand what was happening in my brain, so the amygdala and the flight or fight thing. And I had some NLP, so that neuro-linguistic programming. I'm not quite sure if that helped because I can't really remember much about it, so maybe not. And then I had some quite expensive hypnosis with somebody who I found locally. But again, unfortunately, that didn't really work. I didn't really click with the person, and I felt, that wasn't for me, but it might be for someone else, depending on who you have. But yeah, so I was at the point where I was playing a lot of football in those days. I was getting to the point where I didn't even want to go to away games. I was carrying around it was a security blanket as such. I was carrying around a nebulizer, which was heavy. It was 10 kilos. So carrying that around every time you go out isn't really productive, but I managed to do that for a long time. And also, just that is, but it never really conducive to leading a normal life. Anyway, and then I met my partner, and she had previously had sessions with Ian and recommended that I try that. Although I'm quite an outgoing person, I knew that I needed to get some help. So I did contact Ian, and we had some one-to-one sessions, and we got on. And they were really the key to opening everything back up for me. So Ian didn't just teach me coping mechanisms. He gave me the tools to understand what was happening in those moments of panic, and how to, instead of escalating them, I managed to de-escalate them and stop letting it spiral out of control to the point that you're doing things like going with ambulances and hospitals and so on. It was a complete shift in how I approached anxiety. And then I got to the point where I was afraid to leave the house, or I was avoiding going to certain places. I was missing out on functions, I was missing out on spending time with the family. And it was the fear of having a panic attack, so I wasn't really doing much outside of my comfort zone. The tools that Ian gave me, I was able to push those boundaries, and I'm pleased to say that I've now been I'm talking like I wasn't leaving a couple of miles radius from my house, and now I've been I celebrated a friend's 40th birthday in New York. I've been on family holidays to Europe, and I even went on a cruise around the Mediterranean last year. Previously, I would have run a mile from that, so that's certainly proof that it's working. Yeah. What else was there? So I think, to sum it up, I just wanted to say, like, of all the things that I did try, and it might be a combination of all of those, but I felt like Ian had the patience and was able to give me the tools and the understanding. I recognised that something was wrong. I immediately thought the worst, but Ian was able to deconstruct that and tell me exactly what was going on, and, like I say, give me the tools to tackle all of these things. I'm not suggesting that it's never not there, the anxiety and stuff, but what it is, I know how to combat it. Yeah. So thanks to Ian, well, now I've got more confidence to go out and experience life. So it's all good. So if you're in a similar position, then hopefully this little video has given you something to think about, and possibly give Ian a try, because his one-to-ones were really important to me. So thanks, Ian, and good luck to everyone. Thanks.